If you're deciding between Midtown and downtown Toronto, this is the video for you. Today I'll be going through the pros and cons of each area so you know exactly which one works for you and your lifestyle. And stick around to the end because I'll be sharing insider tips as someone who's lived in both downtown and Midtown for years. So let's start with prices. Everyone's always curious about that. I currently live in Midtown, but I have lived in downtown Toronto for more than 3 years at a time. So I know both areas really, really well. In Midtown Toronto, you're definitely going to find much lower price per square foot than you're going to find in downtown Toronto. Now, it's not an abundance of space like you'll get in other parts of the city, like if you move to North York or if you move outside the city entirely. You know, you're getting 20 to 25 foot lots in Midtown. Our lot's 22 feet wide. So it's nothing crazy. But we chose it because we actually wanted, a backyard and a bit more space. And downtown, for a house like this, with a backyard and 22-foot detached frontage, we'd be paying way more than we could afford. And the other thing is downtown gets you significantly less space, which I've been alluding to. So, if you need that yard, if you're starting a family, like we've started a family, we have a 7-week-old baby, we have a 2.5-year-old golden doodle. We just like having the space. So the prices here made sense for us. That's if we're talking about detached or semis. If you're looking at condos, the gap between Midtown and downtown is actually narrowed quite a bit, especially since prices have come down so far on resale condos since 2022. So really, you kind of have your pick of the litter with the condo market right now. If you want to live in Midtown, you will get slightly more space, and you will get the benefits of Midtown, which I'll be talking about throughout the video. But if you want that straight downtown lifestyle, being right in the core, you can get a great condo. I just help people look at a condo right now, $550,000 for something that's 800 square feet. So there's some amazing options, and that's right downtown on the Esplanade. So, downtown Toronto, Midtown Toronto, either place is great for condos at the moment. You kind of have your pick based entirely on which area best suits your lifestyle. Next thing we're going to talk about is the walkability. And Toronto in general is pretty walkable, but specifically downtown Toronto is one of the most walkable areas I've ever experienced, and I've traveled quite a bit. All of downtown is laid out like a grid going down to the water, so you can really walk anywhere downtown. You even have the path system in the winter, which is like 70 kilometers of underground shops and tunnels to get you throughout the downtown core, even when it's like -15, -20 out in January or February. Downtown, you can walk to world-class cafes, restaurants, just anything you need, parks, transit. It's amazingly walkable. Midtown, on the other hand, is still excellent in certain pockets. We live near Bathurst and St. Clair, so we go for walks out to St. Clair a lot of the time, and there's tons of great places to go, restaurants and shops and pretty much everything that you would want to walk to. But, even where we are, it's about a 15-minute walk down to St. Clair, and then you have to walk further to get to anything else. And that's also a specific walkable pocket that we're in. A lot of Midtown is not that walkable. It's a bit more car dependent. And there's other areas like Yonge and Eglinton, or if you're right on the subway line, that everything is pretty close together. Like Yonge and Egg, you have, the Cineplex over there, you have indoor shopping mall, you have lots of restaurants and things you can walk to, but it just doesn't have that same energy and that same feel that downtown has, where literally all the downtown core is insanely walkable. So that kind of bleeds into the next point, which is food and lifestyle. Midtown specifically over the last 5 to 10 years has gotten some really awesome restaurants. We have some really amazing ones right by us on St. Clair. We have Emma's, which is an amazing brunch and breakfast spot right on St. Clair, one of the best in the city. We have Portia, which is some of the best lasagna that you'll have. It's like this 12-layered lasagna. So, so good. That's a 2 or 3 minute walk from our house. There's Damn Sandwiches near us. There's Oakwood Espresso right nearby, which has our favorite coffee in the whole city. Now, we're obviously biased. We go to these places a lot. We live here. But Midtown, I don't want you to think that there's not these really good dining and coffee spots. There are. They're just much more spread out. Downtown, you're going to find world-class restaurants within walking distance of pretty much anywhere you live if you're living close to the core. You have a much bigger variety, and you can go kind of block to block and experience Chinatown around Spadina and Dundas. You can go to Little Italy. You can just go to all these different areas. You can go to the Danforth for amazing Greek food and authentic Greek food. So downtown definitely wins on just the variety and the proximity of that world-class food being so close together. Midtown, it's more like you have to pick and choose and know the really good spots and specifically go to them. And then, when we're talking about lifestyle, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Midtown. Near us, there's Salsa in St. Clair, which is a really fun festival. We went to that last year. St. Clair gets shut down on the west side for kilometers. And it's just this really nice festival where you have food trucks and you have great, street corn, you have smoothies, you have, all these really nice local dishes. So you do get that in Midtown, but downtown definitely wins if you're talking again about variety. You have Caravana, you have pretty much a different festival happening almost every night of the week in summer, or weekly. There's different festivals going on. Also, just if you want that nightlife, we're in our mid 30s or mid to later 30s. Like I was saying, we have a newborn, we have a dog. We kind of wanted that slightly quieter, more family-oriented neighborhood and lifestyle at this stage of our lives. But if you're single, if you're in your 20s or even 30s, whatever, 40s, no judgment here, and you just want that nightlife, you want to go out to different clubs and restaurants till late at night, downtown wins hands down. There's nowhere else like it, probably in all of Canada, to be honest, that rivals downtown Toronto or even comes close to it. And if any of this is making your decision for you, or if you have any specific questions for me, reach out directly. All my info is on screen right now, and I'll definitely get back to you. I'm happy to help. Next, if we talk about construction and congestion, it's pretty clear, I think, if you've been watching the video, Midtown is much less congested. It's not nearly as busy, and there's a lot less construction going on. Now, there's not none. Anywhere in the GTA, you're going to get some construction and congestion. Like Yonge and Eglinton has famously been under construction for what feels like 2 full decades. They had the LRT that only just started running in 2026, was under construction for over 20 years. So specific areas of Midtown are pretty construction heavy. But it's not like downtown where, almost every street, they're ripping up streetcar tracks to replace them. They're building a new condo at every block. It feels like it's loud, it's busy, it's congested. That's just part of what comes with living downtown. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is the nature aspect. So this is kind of split. It really depends on what you're doing specifically. But if you want to just walk outside and find a park or find a running trail, Midtown to me wins quite easily. We have the Beltline that runs all throughout Midtown. I just went for a 10K run yesterday. I go for runs pretty regularly on the Beltline. And if you look at it on a map, it runs very, very far. You can go, all the way west of the city, all the way connecting to downtown Toronto on the east side. So the Beltline's an amazing trail system for biking or for running. You also just have tons of green space and different parks scattered throughout Midtown. You have that in downtown as well, but a lot of it's mixed in with the concrete jungle, and you have to kind of go to specific areas to get that greenery. You have High Park, which is one of the biggest parks in the whole GTA, but that's on the far west side of downtown, and you have to specifically go there. If you're walking from the core to High Park, pretty much all you're going to see along the way is the concrete jungle. So for my money, I would say Midtown definitely wins just in general nature, for having the parks and community and different rec centers and baseball diamonds. I would choose Midtown every time. So after all that, as someone who has lived in both areas for years at a time, I'll tell you each one can be great depending on where you're at and what type of lifestyle you want. If you're someone who wants that downtown energy, you want to be able to live right in the core of one of the biggest cities in all of North America, walk to pretty much everything you want, world-class restaurants, transit, walk right down to the waterfront because downtown Toronto is really close to Lake Ontario and the water down there. Downtown wins, hands down. There's no comparison. But if you're a bit more like us and you want a quieter lifestyle, you want to start a family or you have a family, I would definitely suggest Midtown. Now, neither one's cheap. Midtown's still not cheap. It's quite expensive, even though you do get more space and the price per square foot's a lot lower. But it really comes down to which one fits you and your lifestyle. And if you're trying to make that decision, reach out to me directly. All my info is on screen right now, or you can book a call with me in the video description. I've been doing this for 9 years. I've helped so many people buy and sell in the GTA, and I'm quite confident I can answer any question you could throw at me. I also have lived in Toronto my whole life. I grew up here as well. So, happy to help out. If this video helped you at all, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. New Toronto real estate videos every Tuesday and Friday. My name's Jordan Abrams. I'll see you around town.